Thank you for coming back. Roman Road Show. I'm Rhodes.
And I'm Roman.
And today we're talking about a mystery.
Another mystery possibly solved? The Kentucky meat shower. Have you ever heard of this incident?
Oh, man. That sounds like Kentucky meat shower. That sounds like something if I was aware of, I would deny knowing about it. What it sounds like. What is it? You've given me no
It's the best death metal album that's ever come out in the past century.
Yeah, listen to that.
This was an incident that occurred on March 3rd, 1876, in the settlement of Rankin, Kentucky. So this...
Wait, settlement of? Has it not a town yet?
No, yes, this is before there was towns, okay? It was little settlements.
I now don't believe them. Or do I believe them more? Oh, they got that pioneer wisdom.
This was written about in papers and stuff. Okay, so several people claimed to have seen meat falling from the sky, hence the Kentucky meat shower. And they said it was like red meat flakes that were like 2 inches square in size.
So it was being
I don't think there were Mexican immigrants in the area at the time, but possibly.
Blending already.
But yeah, so this, for several minutes, meat was falling from the sky, landed on the floor, landed on the roofs of barns and stuff, and like the little houses and stuff. So it was just like covered everywhere in this 100-yard by 50-yard area.
Sounds like the opening chapter to like a H.P. Lovecraft book.
Yes. It seems kind of weird and frightening. So these people, of course, they didn't know what was going on.
Pioneer times, you don't question free meat too much. Like, I'm questioning, I'm going to write to the paper about it, but I'm not too scared.
I can believe that back in the day, those people probably thought it was some kind of, signs from the heavens or signs from the God.
Or something. That was like manna from heaven or something, right?
Something, well, either...
God wants us to be in this land, here's food.
I fear some of them might be taken as like a negative thing, like a kind of like a omen of some sort.
When you're hungry, it ain't.
Well, some people were hungry enough to try the meat. A lot of people said that just by look, that it looked like beef, similar to beef. A few people tried it. They said it tasted more like mutton or venison. So I'm assuming maybe a little gamier taste.
What they're saying is it was spoiled meat. It was gross meat, and they're like, we're hungry. It's like, oh, this is gamey and disgusting. Venison, it tastes like venison. Don't tell people we eat spoiled meat.
I'm not sure how they prepared it, though. That would be an interesting thing.
We are hoping they prepared it.
I'm sure they did. I think I read somewhere they cooked it.
It was back in the day. They did crazy stuff like that. And it didn't. Well, you said it came down as raw red beef, right?
Yes, it was raw meat. Yeah. And but a local hunter, he claimed that it was bear meat.
So like they're having the town meeting, and they're like, we gotta solve the mystery of this here sky meat.
Yeah.
Screech down a chalkboard at the back of the room. Some of you know me, some of you don't, but I'm here to tell you, this was the work of sky bears consuming their own.
Look into those beady eyes like doll's eyes.
Oh, teddy bears, soulless and deep. Lost like the abyss of Hades. Because that was back in the day.
Yeah.
That's how they talked.
Well, the big mystery about this thing is that everybody kind of had a different idea of what it was. Some saying that it was, tasted like the mutton and venison. This guy claiming it was bear meat. One man, Leopold Brandis.
Now that's a name.
Yes. He believed that it was something called Gnostic. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
That sounds like something somebody named Leopold would like, no, you're all wrong. It's neither beef nor mutton. No cow, or bear, my kind sir. It was a meat you've no doubt not heard of, though I have. See, I keep my hips a-swagging, and I travel the lands. A hips, sir, if you will. And now, burn him at the stake.
All right, so this guy said he was Gnostic, which is a cyanobacteria.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't know if I got that right.
Definitely a
yes, but it's a bacteria that scientists have found in wilderness, where that once it gets wet, it gets a certain texture to it that's kind of meaty, kind of mushy. Yeah,
that sounds like some space meat we could be having in the future.
Yeah,
Does it still exist?
Yes, it's around in certain areas.
Okay,
but it's found out in the wilderness. It is on the grounds, but when it rains. Yeah. That's when it kind of blooms in a way that it looks kind of meatish, kind of, whatever.
Yeah.
It's gotten the name in the past. Some people call it witch's jelly.
Ooh, fancy.
And some people call it troll's butter.
Love it.
So you can kind of imagine what this thing looks like. But a lot of scientists, So does it look like meaty and flaky? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of witnesses said, no, this stuff was falling from the sky. This man's claiming that, well, maybe you saw rain coming down, then you saw the stuff on the ground. But witnesses said that this stuff was on roofs and stuff, so the bacteria couldn't have gone up there, and it was just in this one area. So, so there was a lot of, differing.
Maybe I could see it getting on the roof easy. They had a thatcher on roofs back in the day. Yeah. Can it transfer from someone's, the ground to a boot to they climb it on the roof? Mm-hmm. That being said, though, falling, that does seem unusual.
Yes.
Because they said they saw it falling.
Yes. They sent some of these meat to the Newark Scientific Association to do some research.
Meat search, if you will.
Yes, their meat search. In their meat search, what do you think they claimed that this was?
You know what? I got to be 100% honest. I really just think there should be a search engine called Meat Search. Where I take pictures of you unknown meats, and it gives me suggestions on what it could be. I feel like Shazam for meat. I think that would be very helpful. And
that's our next venture.
Get a few morgue photos in there, just because you don't want to end up oh, what a nice person to bring me this food. Let's just it's person. I knew he was not a good guy. I knew he was a bad man. Okay.
Maybe they use Meat Search and trying to figure this out.
So the scientists tested it, and they said it was. I'm gonna say maybe calf meat or some other deer meat.
Similar. They came up with two possible options because the meats in these two options are very similar in in the way they're made, the way they are. The protein. It was either lung tissue from a horse.
Oh, okay.
Or a human infant.
Oh no! How do we know those two things are so similar?
They've done studies.
But I know. But I'm saying
because
you shouldn't be doing those kinds of studies. Let's see what human baby infant lung looks like. Horse lung too? Weird.
Well, that's the whole study of biology. You got to figure out how, because different types of muscle are entwined or created differently. The protein and stuff. So people have studied this. Scientists have studied this.
Bad. Okay, so either infant lung meat specifically is resembling horse
lung meat. They're very similar in their how they're made.
So curious about this now.
The structure.
And I have a strange craving for haggis.
Okay.
I would try it.
Well, no, people try haggis. That's fine.
Horse meat or baby meat.
Yes. Okay. So the scientists did a little bit more research and stuff. They figured that they didn't come up with a definitive answer. They figured the most common thing was that a flock, I don't know if it's a flock, of vultures had feasted
horses. Unless they're Pegasus or Pegi.
A flock of vultures had eaten probably some horse meat or some kind of meat. And while flying over the settlement, they vultures have this thing where they'll vomit anything if they're startled. Or if they're, in a rough spot. You've seen a lot of vultures are eating meat on the side of the road. Yeah. Nowadays, even, we drive by a car or whatever, they'll fly away. Or, another animal comes, Yeah, but they'll have a thing where if they're eating, in the middle of eating, they'll just spit out whatever they've eaten and fly off. It's faster that way or something.
I was going to say, it just makes it would make sense. Yeah, I'm eating something startles me. Gotta go.
Yes.
It's not a reflex. It's the thing they chose to do.
But they think it's kind of like they have a flock mentality too, where if the birds does it, the other ones will follow suit.
Yeah.
The most common thing was that they say was the vultures were flying over the town.
Yeah.
One of the vultures vomited whatever it was eating, so the other ones followed suit and started vomiting, and that's where the meat came from. And that's why it rained down. And it was half digested.
Yeah.
So that's why it's in small little chunks.
I would have been happy if it was just they chewed it up and their beaks made it about 3 inches. Then digested. Gross.
But that's kind of where the mystery ends.
Where's too so either they only sent them parts from the lung, or all the parts were lung, or it was they tore up maybe a few horses, or really really shared that horse, or something, and then that one got startled that one time, and that's never happened since. That it rained meat. I've not heard of other meat rains.
Well, on March 12th of the same year, which was few days later, a week later.
Goodness.
Not in America though, but in London, there was red corpuscles.
What?
That's the word that they used.
Inform me. Tell me now.
Little
people you squish to death, drop them in the snow. Oh, great British pastime.
These little weird things with a vegetable appearance fell over London. But that's all I found about this other incident. That was the only line I found about this other incident.
Pictures or
no?
What is a vegetable appearance?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. This is another thing that I was trying to look for more research on this incident.
Was it like not responding to loved ones' calls to their name? Jonathan, please wake up. Your family needs you. And it was like, didn't respond. It's vegetable-like. Vegetable-like. I feel like, isn't it like England at the time or Britain, wherever? London. Wasn't that like the height of the scientific world at the time?
Yeah.
I feel like they could have been a little more scientific in their explanation of this unknown discovery.
If anybody out there knows about this other incident, send us some info because I couldn't find any other.
Yeah, the settlement was. There's like that's why we got the brain drain. It was like they were just farmers, settlers, all scientists, and it'd be like it says it has I've noticed an aromatic nature similar to animal which has consumed pure green vegetation of the ground variety. And it's like smells like sky bear to me. Like damn.
Well, there was one more theory by a New York Times writer.
Ooh.
By the name of William Livingston Alden.
Wait, at the time?
At the time, yeah.
How long has that paper been around?
It's been around for a long time.
Man, that's an old paper.
Yeah. So this is a quote from him, his words, that he believed it could have been the flesh, and this is talking about the incident in Kentucky. It could have been the flesh of finely hashed citizens of Kentucky who had been caught in a whirlwind while engaged in a little difficulty with Bowie knives and strewn over their astonished state.
What? That sounds awesome.
Yes.
Did that article come with a cartoon? Because I feel like it would have been awesome.
I don't think so.
That could have been the start of someone's great career.
Now that is a writer right
this
there.
Sounds dumb, but I'm going to read this.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep reading that. Man, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So, any thing today updates?
No, basically,
what are your
that's
thoughts?
I agree, I guess, with the vulture story. It seems probable. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You love vultures.
I really don't know what... I really don't know what the conditions were back then, if it could be anything else.
I just feel like if that was the case, it would have happened because more regularly.
It could have happened
since then.
There was other incidents.
Because I've heard of fish falling from the sky.
I've heard of dead birds falling from the sky.
And it's like that happens multiple times, and we kind of know what it is. With the fish, it's like whenever sometimes there's those was it like typhoons?
Yeah.
And it's like the winds are so strong they scoop them right up.
Like Sharknado.
Exactly. The dead birds. There's like a lot of times. Airplanes, sometimes
gases or something.
Gases.
Like that.
Other times it's like because they're more sensitive to gas. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's flocks just running into each other.
Yeah,
lots of little instances. Also, it is possible for them to like get caught up in tailwinds or whatever, and just go too high. It's weird, but it's rare, but it does happen. And I feel like that shouldn't have happened. You know what makes more sense to me? Meat catapult. There's some jerks. Oh, you know what? The natives at the time are like, they keep taking our land. We got to meat catapult them. What are you talking about? Trust me on this. It'll freak them out. And
but they didn't get freaked out. They decided to eat it.
Free meat? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, tell them that there's bears in the sky. It's like, I know a guy. Jeez, wow.
Sky bears. Now you got my imagination running wild with those sky bears.
If you could put wings on a horse.
Yeah, you can put
on a lion. On an alligator.
Yeah.
On a person. A lot of great points we made there. Lots of awesome ideas, but you might not think so. Let us know what you feel. Please like and share the videos, and you can find more on
Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and here on our YouTube channel.
Thanks, guys.